Where are we going? North.
Welcome to Dungeons and Dragons.
Therapeutic benefit in role-playing games.
Welcome to Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh yeah, baby. Your presence requested in exchange for treasures.
Red Ripper.
Are we talking one treasure each?
Count that.
All right, welcome to the final episode of MASHED on Dungeons and Dragons here. We did resolve a major issue, which was Clock Aqua, which turned out to be the sanitization problem. The chemical team is missing, and we still don't know what happened to them. Just that tire treads from one of our vehicles leads outside of camp, and its use was confirmed unauthorized by Warrant Officer Ethan Berglund. And as a result, the nurses are all working overtime to make sure that the station is properly sanitized until a new chemical team can be established by Masterson. So that is the resolution to that. However, we still have a traitor in our midst. And last we left it, Major Jonah Hale was recruiting the military police to begin interrogations with Stoney, but first was receiving spiritual guidance from Father Knight to eyeball the situation. Bequeath us with your holiness.
So, we need to remember we have to discern these situations in a very, serious way. Stoney is a bit of a pinprick, but has he given
SOS?
Has he given us a bit of an SOS? Has he given us, though, any indication that he is treasonous? Besides his general unpleasantness, I think what we need to do is, we need to understand that there can be errors and perhaps there can be also some red herrings in the midst. So perhaps our point of action here is that we could have a connection between the missing people and perhaps this paperwork that was put here.
Nice. I do like the spiritual guidance. This is good.
So as the best eyeballer, why don't we have Ethan eyeball the situation? Where he has sit rep. So he is receiving, all of you are receiving this spiritual guidance that, not Stoney, he's in his tent, but the other two are receiving this spiritual guidance, and we know that Ethan is great with his sit rep. So let's make that check with
I wouldn't say that great because that would be a 2. That would be a 2 natural ones.
2 natural ones.
What does he get for the spiritual guidance, though?
So say, I don't think
Not enough.
Yeah, you would need a bonus of 5, which...
Well, he doesn't have any in skill.
I have nothing in skill now.
So he is not the best eyeballer, almighty GM.
Well,
I have a +3 in skill.
He asks, wait a minute, does you definitely roll skill for yours? Or do you get a different, because your sit rep, do you roll it a little bit differently?
It just says when you eyeball a person or situation, you may ask one extra question and take +1 forward to act on the answer. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I thought.
All right. Then my mistake. With his bonus questions, I thought that was the best. So he goes to do a sit rep, and the spiritual guidance has thrown him in a circle. He's like the red herring. Now he's suspicious of far too many people, and so we'll have Major Hale eyeball the situation. With,
I'm half expecting to see a red herring nailed to a cross.
Yes. And plus, so you have the +3 history.
That's right.
Which, so that the history check is rolled by Father Knight, so we can give that bonus. The spiritual guidance will give an additional +1. So Father Knight, roll your history at a +3. Let's see if you apply any sort of bonuses there.
So it's an 8.
An 8. An 8 is a +1. And then you get a +1 from the spiritual guidance.
Nice.
So +2 from the father, from the padre.
So I got a net 6. The good news is I have 3 skill and +2 is actually an 11.
All right.
That'll do.
So yeah, so hole 2.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Man, I guess I'm going to ask the question, what should I look for?
What should I look for in the traitor? You should look for somebody who is so somebody who is directly tethered to paperwork.
Okay. Like only one person
So
directly.
who that could be.
Okay.
I'll give you there is so of course there is Bill DeWard, there is Masterson. They're both tethered directly to paperwork, but there's also the registrar, and there is the signal, and personnel. So there's personnel, registrar, and signal services, who all deal in paperwork in different capacities.
Do we have the names of the people who are working in those?
You do.
Okay, because I want to be able to, when I interrogate Stoney, I want to be able to ask him if he recognizes any of these names.
Okay, yeah. I do have names for people of all of those groups.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you expect less? So in personnel and administration, you've got Beef Welsh and
Okay.
Arthur Pepper.
Okay.
In registrar, you have Lila McNabb and DJ Munch.
DJ Munch. Okay.
And in signal, you have McJingles McNichols and Carl Lager.
And Carl Lager. Okay.
So you know that people have earned nicknames in their time here that they just go by, and that's how you have these names.
Not a lot of Matts or Johns or Ians or
Yeah, see, like Beef's
named MASH unit.
Beef's real name is Joseph, but everyone knows him as Beef.
Everybody knows him as Beef.
For Matt's in the mess, actually, there are 3 cooks and 3 like mess police,
All named Matt? That would be great.
and there are 3 Matts in the mess, and they're all the police ones. They're actually called the Mattoon instead of the platoon. Yeah.
Nice.
If you guys ever went to the mess hall and I had to bring up those NPCs.
We don't eat, we don't sleep.
But
We don't
yeah, why do that? The 24-hour...
excuse me, some of us are trying to sleep.
Hey, we're about to get to you. Don't worry. Okay. So I need to find somebody who is directly linked to paperwork, which could be one of 9 people.
Mm-hmm.
From what I'm counting. Okay. And I will ask the question of what do I think this situation needs?
The situation needs a group interrogation.
With all 9 people?
You got to do this Clue style.
Great. Communism is the red herring. That's that sort of Clue style? No? Is that, okay, good. All right. We will get everyone together. Then I'm going to need more military police.
You are going to need more military police.
I don't think 2 is going to do it. Okay, so instead of going in to interrogate Stoney, I'll gather a posse of military police, and I'll send somebody to go inform the lieutenant colonel of what's going on. That we're about to Clue style figure out who the spy is for this MASHED unit.
Lieutenant Colonel comes along. He wants to bear witness to the ousting of the traitor.
That's good.
So so all of you go to the mess hall.
The Mattoon!
Oh, the Mattoon! I get to introduce them. No, the mess hall actually is a like catch-all place. Like it's also the chapel. It's also where like you set up the stage for entertainment. So like when, for example, in the future, in a couple days, when Reba Rebecca and like her crew comes through that we won't get to, when they come, they would perform at the mess hall. So rather than do straight up spy games, the most direct method that you have ascertained is to have the squad of MPs collect all possible suspects that you have deduced to be directly tethered to paperwork, gather them, and group interrogate them. That's where we're at.
That's where we're at.
And just for giggles, let's say that you have a cart of medical utensils and supplies handy for some reason. All right. So everyone's here, including the players. People went along either right away or begrudgingly. And especially where this is like relax time. So like people like already started drinking. People started like doing, playing music and playing games, and they've all been forced from these activities to gather and be interrogated by a whole squad of MPs who actually like love Major Hale right now for having them so involved, where they normally have a pretty boring job. All players are present. Let's begin. Stoney, you seem to have something up your sleeve, or are you just going to wait?
Oh no, I was just gonna wait and
Just going to wait for it to come. Okay, it's going to be a triggered event.
yeah, it'll be okay.
And I don't feel like I'm high enough rank to really do anything.
You're a specialty officer. You're almost like there's like this kind of chain, and then like you have like your own route over here, because like you're like a specialist engineer who can build vehicles.
Okay.
So like, yeah, in like the grand scheme, like you're not that high, but like you've been like Major Hale has he combat promoted you to be involved in his activities.
That's true.
And certainly like the chaplain is going to be here to both diffuse tension, and he is a captain, so like could lay the smack down as well. But I mean, yeah, like, and you're also, or or Ethan is also, I mean, you're the operator. Like you like work for like the exchange of things. Like you are used to mediating situations.
All right. So I guess kind of like looking at the group of people, like, what would be the first thing I would ask in a group interrogation? Yeah, I'm not even sure.
You see one of the military police who's young with blonde curly hair and is rather fit. Takes a stick and he just whops Beef right up the side of the head.
Now, is there anything you guys need to tell us?
So Beef is pretty upset that he just got whacked and doesn't even know why. He's this tall, loud goofball. It's like, what? Man, I don't know what's going on. Like, you just whacked me with a stick. You know, I was just sitting there doing some paperwork and eating my food over my desk. Next thing I know, I'm being dragged in here.
That's right.
I think we should probably start with Stony, don't you think? Motioning to kind of the MPs to like, don't let's go in proper order. You know, I'm all for smacking people. I'm an old-fashioned guy, but let's start perhaps with Stony.
No, alphabetically, Beef comes before Stony, so I think we should, make sure he gets his beatings first.
Alphabet, how very suspicious. So Stony, you've been outed as a possible spy. What do you have to say for yourself?
Oh, but I don't know why I've been outed as a spy. I have just been told that the military police wanted to arrest me because of this, but nobody's given any evidence on the contrary.
Okay, so are you a spy?
No. I am not.
Is there any reason or anyone that you think might be motivated to try to make you appear as a spy?
Probably a spy who needs a scapegoat.
But nobody specific. You don't have a name and you don't know. For instance, is there anyone in this room who might be motivated to make it look as if you're a spy? Just as a happenstance. Let's just start with the easy questions.
I mean,
I'll go over
I guess.
Beef Welsh, Arthur Pepper, Lila McNabb, DJ Munch, McJingles McNichols, Carl Lager.
But he
definitely
wouldn't have access to their
McJingles.
names. Okay, he would actually have to know them in order to know their names because
That's true. It's just like I have been here for a whopping 30 minutes. I don't know anybody in this room.
Okay, good. That's just wanted that on record. That's why it's an easy question. Okay, and everyone else in this room, for instance, do any of you know Stony from any previous sort of encounter or anything of that nature?
I drove.
Yeah, I was about to say I spent 12 hours in an incredibly loud Jeep with that gentleman over there.
Okay,
I drove him in.
Berglund drove him in. Perfect. And the chaplain as well.
Yeah, the chaplain was also there.
That's right.
And his assistant.
And Dax.
Who isn't present right now.
Yeah. Well, hopefully my eyeballing the situation led me hopefully in the right direction. But I will also eyeball all of the paperwork people and say, do any of you know Stony from any previous?
Let's roll. Let's make that roll.
You want me to roll 8 consecutive eyeballs?
No, just one
universal
for any standouts.
Okay. Now the important rolls. This is where the rolls get low for me.
Yeah, the most critical roll of.
No, it's going to be a 10. So I do get 2 questions, a 2 and a 5 plus my 3. I do get 2 questions. But again, so my 2 questions for the whole, because one of the questions is this person telling the truth? I suppose you won't let me just do that for all of them, or will you?
Well, for the sake of this episode, I will. If this was to continue on, I would say no.
Okay.
Which is also why I decided, like, we should clue style it.
It does make it quicker, yeah.
Okay, so one of the questions is this person telling the truth? So of all the people here, the only person who has told a lie is Lila McNabb, who is this small, cute religious nurse.
Okay. And what's her relationship to paperwork?
She works in the registrar.
Okay. And she
You've seen her quite a bit. She's in.
What was the lie that she told?
Well, I've only asked one question.
Okay.
So hopefully it should be that she actually knows Stoney.
Okay.
If I'm interpreting this correctly from Conrad. Okay, so I will now ask the question, how can I get this person to confess?
How can I get this person to confess?
Yeah, this would never fly if we weren't time constrained, but I'll reach for it now.
Where she is a religious person, I'd say through
Father.
Yeah, Colin Padre.
So I'll turn
drop
the
the
bolt
hammer of guilt. Drop the guilt hammer that you wield.
So I'm gonna go up to her and go, hold on, let me just, I think of a good line here.
Ripper!
I better see some Hellfire and Brimstone.
I know that's what I'm gonna do.
Just Kratos style.
Yeah. How dare you use your how dare you lie like this? I can see you. You better pray for your soul, my young friend.
Yes. So she quakes over the fear of what is going to happen to her soul. And she confesses that she did forge a document saying that Stoney was KIA, and she also tore the bottoms off of the 2 sheets of paper. She snuck in to the personnel office and tore the previous one, and she delivered the other one already torn.
Why would you do this? Why would you do this?
Yeah. Warrant officer. Yes. Why?
The reason was they were getting, well, I should make it somebody. Somebody was closing in on me as being a spy. Who wants to hero ball this? Let's have it be Beaver Robes. Beaver Robes, who works in admin, was closing in on me being a spy. So I needed to create the appearance that the spy had just arrived, and I knew previously of Stoney's demeanor, so I thought he would be the perfect person to set up.
So you put the new guy on blast. That's what you did.
It is what I did, and I set him up with Valentine to make it look even worse.
I knew it. I knew there was something fishy going on as soon as he was with Valentine.
Valentine just like walks into the room like, why everyone think I'm fishy? I saved so many people.
You weren't fishy, you were just the red herring.
You're not fishy, you're just Russian.
Yeah. All right, so the military police immediately bind her and bring her to their holding cell. So yes, we accelerated that quite a bit so that you can see the resolution of the spy. For better or worse, maybe we should have just left that as a mystery, but it does bring some resolution to an open-ended thing rather than I could have just created a whole bunch of more open-ended events that were planned, but this seemed like the better route.
Sure.
Yeah. So, yeah, great work, team. Like, you came together, found this spy, and morale is high. Everyone's already in the mess hall, so you just start breaking out the bottles of alcohol to relieve
Pop the champagne
day and celebrate. Your commanding officer greatly approves of everything that he's witnessed and has a positive reputation bonus to everybody. If they agreed to come here willingly, which everybody did, nobody resisted. So positive. Everybody answered the questions truthfully. The ones running the show did so efficiently, and the fear of God was excellent. The questions were excellent. So the CO approves. Everyone's getting a pay bump, which is part of the game mechanics. We're not going to see that play out, but it is in the game. And there's quite a bit in the game that we didn't do, but hopefully this gave a good overview of what's, the meat of it, the surgeries and the events. So
the storytelling.
The storytelling, as well as hopefully I got some nerves up with the clocks and the sanitization thing. The other clock I am going to leave a mystery that is filling up. And we do still have the chemical team missing.
Welcome to Dungeons and Dragons.